Animated Disney movies are known for their villains, and a lot of those villains have a song that go along with them. Now, these songs, some of them are classics, all-timers, right? Some of them, generously, we'll say not so much. On our list today, we're going to be ranking those songs of the animated Disney villains. Let me know what your favorite is down in the comments below. Let's go ahead and just get into it. We're starting all the way back in 1951 with Alice in Wonderland painting the roses red. I think this song does a really good job at just kind of introducing us to the Queen of Hearts before we actually see her, right? You get to know, hey, she likes to cut off people's heads for really small mistakes, right? And these guys are trying to make it right. We learned that there's really no way for them to make it right. She's going to execute them either way. She is super strong. I know this isn't in the song, but in the the video of the song, I'm just amazed at how easily she can just yank up that tree with one hand. It's very impressive. At the end of the song, she orders these cards to get executed, right? And the thing that kind of catches me off guard is just how happy everybody is. Not just her, like she's excited, of course, but everybody's singing about how these guys are gonna get killed. And it's just like, yeah, it's a cool thing, good time. It's a song that I forget about, but when I hear it, it sticks with me for a while. I think it's a good C tier.
There isn't a boy who won't enjoy a working for Captain Hook.
Next, we're going to 1953, The Elegant Captain Hook from Peter Pan. In this song, Captain Hook is trying to persuade the Lost Boys to join up on his crew. And let me just say this, he does a pretty good job. It seems like a good gig. All of the pirates seemed really excited to be working for the guy. They're all singing and dancing and whistling and skipping, and it's not the kind of stuff that I really think that you're going to be faking, right? I know that earlier in the movie they're kind of throwing knives at an effigy of the captain, but I think that in all honesty they appreciate that this is a good job. Also, the kids are getting offered free tattoos if they join up. The song just does such a good job at making being bad seem fun. Upbeat, kind of fun song. I think it's another C tier.
We are Siamese, if you please.
In 1955, we got Lady and the Tramp, and we have the Siamese cats singing their song here. Ooh, I don't know about this one. The cats are just kind of being cats in that they're just wandering around, destroying everything, trying to eat the things that they want to eat, and getting dogs in trouble. Their most evil thing that they're going to do is they're going to go and steal milk from a baby, which Lady treats that like they're going to try to eat the baby. I don't know, she's very upset and wants to keep them away from the baby, when in all honesty, I don't know if they really would have done anything that bad to her. I do like how much these cats are just agents of chaos as they are going through their song. They're really just like two little jokers. But the song itself, it's not doing much for me. D tier.
Cruella, Cruella de Vil.
101 Dalmatians comes out in 1961, and in this movie we get the song Cruella de Vil. Now, we hear the song Cruella de Vil before we ever actually meet Cruella. So if we just think about that for a second, Roger shows up and he's singing this song about how evil this lady is, when he's just like, hey, this is your friend, right, that you went to school with, and he's all like, Cruella de Vil, if she doesn't scare you. And it's just like, goodness, dude. But as much as it seems mean before you get to know her, it's all earned, right? She's evil. I mean, her name is Cruel Devil, so she kind of had it coming. And it really does kind of seem like the kind of song that you and a spouse or a friend might make up about somebody too. It's that kind of simple. It really kind of feels like the You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch song, and how it just is listing all of the ways that she's bad and evil. And this is another one that can definitely get stuck in your head really, really easily. It's A tier.
I'm the magnificent, marvelous Mad Madam Mim.
1963, The Sword and the Stone, Mad Madam Mim. Now, this song does a really good job at kind of establishing the character of Mad Madam Mim. Outside of that, though, it doesn't really do anything for me. It doesn't have a ton of structure or really kind of flow to it. It's there's way too many interruptions in the actual singing of the song to really kind of get going at all. So I don't know. I mean, I feel bad for putting it this low, but I think I'm going to go F tier.
Trust in me.
1967's The Jungle Book, we get two songs. We're going to start off with Trust in Me, sung by Caw. The song's kind of creepy. It's really hypnotic. I honestly get kind of sleepy whenever I hear it because it's very relaxing in how it's sung. And the animation on this one really does a lot for it, like all of the snake stuff where he's like winding around it, making a staircase and everything. And Caw almost gets what he wants. Like he totally would have eaten Mowgli here if it weren't for Shere Khan showing up. And so, I got to give him props for that. So this one's going to be B tier.
I want to be like you.
Jungle Book also brings us I Want to Be Like You, which is, goodness, a really, really good one. The song is just really jazzy with a good sound and it's some fun lyrics in there as well. It's telling a really clear story as to what Louie wants from Mowgli. And so I really appreciate that too, and that it's kind of moving the story along. The exchange between Louie and the little monkey, where they're whistling against each other and everything, is always good. The song just gets really crazy, with all of the different scat stuff that's happening too. And when Baloo shows up, man, it just goes to the next level. I love this song. It's just a really, really good time. It's S tier, without a doubt.
They'll call him the Phony King of England.
Robin Hood was released in 1973, and in that song we get the Phony King of England. Now when it comes to villain songs, this one is a little bit different because Prince John, the guy who they're singing about, is not actually involved in the singing at all. It's them sharing what they think about this guy. And also, unlike a lot of the other villain songs, they're not impressed. They think he's lame, they think he's weak, and it's just a fun time for all the characters involved. In fact, it's one of the few good times in Robin Hood. Most of the movie is pretty sad, actually. So with that factored in, this one's going to be another B tier. 1986 brought us the criminally underrated The Great Mouse Detective, which features the criminally underrated The World's Greatest Criminal Mind. This song does a fantastic job at just telling us everything we need to know about Radigan, right? He hates Basil. He's got this new evil plan that's worse than any other plan he's come up with, which is saying something because this guy is flat out evil. They joke about how many widows and orphans he's drowned in the song. There's bad guys in some of these other Disney movies, but I don't remember any of them talking about doing stuff like that. Another thing this song really stresses is how much Radigan hates being called a rat, which, in all honesty, if the guy doesn't want to be called a rat, he probably should take rat out of his name. Vincent Price deserves all credit for just making this song ooze the personality that it does. It's fantastic. It's no question S tier.
Poor unfortunate souls in pain.
1989, we finally get to movies that were coming out when I was born, The Little Mermaid. In this, Ursula sings the song Poor Unfortunate Souls, and man, does she bring a lot of attitude to this one. This is another one of those songs that's just super fun to sing along with. She's got so much trickster energy in there that it's just fun to kind of do those one-offs to the side, where she's singing to the eels and everything. The song does a great job of just kind of building that energy right to the end of it, and then just kind of really pushing that story forward. Those songs that take advantage of that to not just be about, a person, are really something extra. I honestly don't blame anybody, including Ariel, for falling for Ursula's tricks because of this song. She's very persuasive. This one's going to be up in A tier.
No one's got us well cleft in his jib like Gaston.
Gaston from Beauty and the Beast, which came out in 1991, is next up, and this song has it all, right? It's hilarious, right? The lyrics in there are just so funny. The fact that these were just kind of filler lyrics that eventually the people writing the song just were just these are actually way funnier than whatever we might come up with, so let's just leave those stupid ones in there. Really just kind of speaks to the character. I love how dumb this song is. The song's also just got some really fun parts to just belt out as loud as you can when he's singing about how many eggs he can eat and everything. I also really like that this song shows off how much the town actually likes Gaston, which is something I really, really dislike about the remake, that it's you let the town off scot-free, from being involved in any of their bad decisions when they have a magic spell put over them. Here it's just Gaston's charismatic. He's a good-looking dude. He's probably going to be able to have people, like him. Not to justify anything that he's doing at all, because he's absolutely meant to come off as a jerk, and it works. The song is great. I could listen to it over and over again. In fact, I do listen to it over and over again. S tier.
It's time to fight.
mob song is a second villain song that we get from Beauty and the Beast. Man, the movie's so good, it gives us 2 villain songs from the same guy. This song is a lot more sinister than Gaston is. You know, he's coming in, he's being a fear monger to everybody, just kind of stoking everybody's fears about what's going on up in that castle. The whole town's riled up, and so he's leading them off to go and take over. And I just love some of the lines that Gaston has here, like where he's just so eager to go and kill the beast. This is really the point in the movie where he moves from being just kind of like a bully, misogynistic, guy who's just a real goober to being like, oh yeah, this guy's evil. Like he's evil now. So maybe we should hope he falls off a castle. This one's going to be A tier.
Say hello to your precious Prince Ali!
In 1992, Aladdin came out and we had the reprise from Prince Ali. This is where Jafar gets a chance to sing himself. Again, this is another great song that builds and builds as the song gets going. I like that Jafar is taking this pre-established song that we had in the movie and twisting it and making it kind of like the evil version of that, right? It was a hero song before, now it's the villain song. But I think the fact that he doesn't get his own song does bring it down just a tiny bit for me. I mean, I don't want it to come across that I'm complaining about this at all, because I'll take what I can get. It makes me wish that I had more from him in there. So for that one, it's going to be B tier.
Yes, my teeth and ambitions are bad. Be prepared.
Now, The Lion King came out in 1994, and it gave us the song Be Prepared. And this is a villain song that does not beat around the bush at all. This guy is talking about how much he wants to kill his brother and kill his little nephew, and is just completely gleeful about the whole thing. I love how condescending he is to the hyenas as he's singing to them as well, really just kind of establishing their relationship even more than we had seen before, and just kind of really pushes what's going to happen at the end of the movie and makes it feel justified with Scar's ultimate fate. Plus, when you take the imagery that's used in this, it's like, oh yeah, this is pretty evil. This is a pretty messed up song, a pretty bad guy singing this one. The fact that Scar likes to be as evil as he is just makes it infectious. This one is really high up there. In fact, it's at the top. It's an S tier. Mine from Pocahontas, which came out in 1995, is kind of clever, right? I like the fact that it's mine, as in like you're digging, but this is then also a mine. He's like, it's gonna be all my stuff. I like that this song is just completely about somebody getting a lot of money. Like John Ratcliffe is just like, hey, I'm gonna be rich, and this is all the stuff that I'm gonna get because I'm rich, and it's gonna be awesome, and I don't care who we're taking it from or anything. I just want that sweet money. I could do without the John Smith parts of the song, like just have it be all about the bad guys here. Don't be giving me this like back and forth between them. I understand we're supposed to be like, John Smith's the good guy who's coming, but I'm like, is he really? The song's a lot of fun, but it's definitely nowhere near the top for me. I'm gonna put this one in C tier. Like the Jungle Book and Beauty and the Beast before, Pocahontas gives us 2 villain songs, and this one is Savages. In my opinion, this is just kind of a worse version of the mob song. I think the song would be better if it was just like the English guys singing in it, right? It doesn't seem fair to be like saying it's equal what's going on with the Native Americans and the English guys coming over. It does have some catchy parts in it, and it does a great job of like raising those stakes as to where we are in the movie. It's like, oh, it's building, things are about to pop off, and so it does really good with that. But again, it's nothing too special, so I'm gonna put it in that C tier.
Like fire, hellfire.
The next year, 1996, we got the Hunchback of Notre Dame, and we get the song Hellfire. Now, Hunchback is kind of mixed for me. I really don't like the gargoyles that much, but there's some really good songs in this movie, and this is one of them. I mean, this song starts off different than any of these other villain songs, right? This guy's talking about how righteous he is, and before he goes into like saying like how he's been lusting over this girl, it's just really hitting on some dark, more mature themes than we've been seeing in any of these other Disney songs. I love the way that the choir comes in and is just like backing up all of the vocals, but then also how they're represented with all like the cloaked figures. The animation is just fantastic in this whole sequence. There's not something bad I can say about this one. I love, again, how it's just building, and it's just kind of just upping the stakes and just showing how conflicted this character is, but also how bad he is at the same time. He's not pure evil, right? He's like, he at moments feels bad, but then he just doubles down on, he's like, no, I'm going to do this messed up stuff instead. So all that being said, it's S tier, easily.
'Cause when I Yodel-Adle-Eedle-Idle-O.
Hey, do you remember in 2004 when Home on the Range came out? No? You're not alone in that. There was a song in that movie. Do you remember that one? Yodel-Adle-Idle-O. I think that's what it's called. Yodel-Adle-Idle-O. Woof. Anyway, this song's about how a guy can hypnotize cows with his yodeling. The song starts and you don't even really realize it started because we're not getting any singing from Alameda Slim at the beginning of it. It's like, oh wait, we're in the song. Okay. And then he starts yodeling, and then that's all he does the rest of the song. Except for the parts where his henchmen are like, hey, like, doesn't he have a big butt? And like, look at his underwear, and they're spanking him and stuff. I'm like, what is going on here? It's a forgettable song from a forgettable movie. It's F tier.
I got friends on the other side.
He's got friends on the other side.
The Princess and the Frog came out in 2009, and with this one we have Friends on the Other Side. Like some of the best villain songs, this one just has a lot of personality, right? There's no chance that you're going to be like, what was the movie that one's from again? It's like, no, that's definitely from the one where they're in New Orleans and everything. Keith David is obviously just having a great time in performing this song, and that rubs off on us like when we're listening to it, right? It's just like, yeah, he's having fun, I'm having fun. It's playful, it's dark, it's got like the voodoo stuff in there too, which is no different than we've had in any of these other Disney villain songs. The song also does a great job of reinforcing his character, but then also the character of the prince and then like his butler too. Like, we're getting to know about all of them in this, not just one person. So again, great job moving things forward and just establishing the stakes. It's a good song. It's an A tier.
Mother knows best.
Mother Knows Best from Tangled, which came out in 2011, is a good song. And I dog on Mother Gothel quite a bit on this channel. Like, I've done videos talking about how stupid I think she is, but I don't want anyone to think that means I don't like her. Like, I really think that she's a fun character. I like this song. I like that it really shows the relationship and how it kind of changes throughout the movie, right? Because you get the reprise or later on, and it's a darker version of it, and it just works really, really well together. The song is really kind of mean-spirited, but it's also really playful, and so it's really easy to sing along with. Overall, it's really good stuff. This one's going to be up in A tier.
I'll never hide. I can't. I'm too shy.
In 2016, we've got Moana, and we had the song Shiny. Now, this might be one of the only times in all of the list where it's like, man, the villain did not live up to the song instead of the other way around. I really just want more of Tamatoa because of this song. It's like, please just give me a whole movie where this like glitzy crab is just running around and I would just eat it up. But instead we get this really just kind of one scene, little sequence, and then he's gone. I've been a fan of Jermaine Clement for a long time, going all the way back to like Fly the Conchords, and I just gotta say, seeing him here and having him sing in this is just a high point. It's a high point for the whole movie. It's a high point for Disney like in the last decade. I know that there's some people out there that don't really like this song. I don't get it, man. I guess you just don't like fun. I'm not usually one to be like, yeah, let's just get a sequel. But like, I would take a Moana 2 if it meant we were going to get more of this character. So I think this song is great. It's got to be an A tier. As I was editing this video, Moana 2 got announced. So fingers crossed we're going to get some more of Tamatoa in there. Please, please, please.
And this is the thanks I get.
And then finally we get to Wish, which came out last year, 2023, with the song This Is the Thanks I Get. Now, if I'm going to believe what the internet says, I think I liked Wish more than a lot of people. With all that being said, though, I do agree that the songs were kind of like the weakest point in there. If you take a look at this song, like a lot of the lines in there are just really weak. The rhymes are forced, like they're the ones like I would come up with, and I'm like, I don't write songs, so like you should be doing probably a little bit better than what I thought was going to happen there the first time I'm listening to it. A lot of it just seems really forced, and our villain comes across as being more whiny and just kind of petty than, you know, actually like evil. Now, I know he's building up to that character-wise. He isn't quite evil yet, but it just doesn't feel fun. In fact, it doesn't really make me feel anything. And that's probably one of the worst things that a song can do, is just leave you being like, okay, yep, all right. And that's how I found myself in the theater. And every time I've listened to this song since. Chris Pine exclusively keeps this song out of F tier. Like, I like the guy. I think he does a fine job singing it. So it's going to go in D. And that's going to wrap up the tier list. Hey, which movie did I put in the wrong spot? Because undoubtedly you think I did something wrong here. Let me know in the comments below. If you liked the video or if you hated the video, hey, why don't you just go ahead and subscribe? It means a lot. It's nice to be able to see that number go up for me. And it helps us get the word out more when it comes to future videos. If you're interested in supporting the channel, hey, a way you can do that is you can actually check out my store on Bonfire. I got the link in the description below where you can check out some shirts. And if you enjoyed this video because we were talking about Disney villains, you can go ahead and check out one of the other videos that I've done. So thanks again for being here. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it as well. We'll see you next time. Until then, you take care. We'll see you then. Bye.